Welcome back, you beautiful bastards, to another episode of Booze and News. And tonight, before we get started on our story, I gotta cover something tragic. I usually don't like talking about tragic things. We try to keep it lighthearted here, but this is something that was close to home and I feel like needs to be discussed. So let me put on the old local news cap. Bam. And again, I'm sorry for everyone that's squeamish. This is a very tragic and horrific story, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Big rig carrying 42,000 pounds of malt catches fire on Interstate 80. My thoughts and prayers go out. Truly, truly horrific. A big rig hauling 42,000 pounds of malt caught fire Thursday morning in Nevada County near Truckee, the California Highway Patrol said. CHP was dispatched to the scene around 5:35 a.m. The big rig was traveling westbound on Interstate 80 just east of Donner Summit when the driver pulled over due to engine issues. That's when the driver noticed the rear wheel assembly was on fire. Soon the entire trailer filled with malt, a type of cereal grain, was engulfed in flames, CHP said. Responders were clearing debris from the roadway as of 9:14 a.m. It was unclear what exactly sparked the fire. No injuries have been reported at this time. Again, wow. That's a lot of malt to be wasted. I hope that we can all get through this together, though. That was really sad. You know what? All right, you know what? We need to have a drink in honor of that poor, poor malt that was lost. We're going to miss you guys. All right, on to a fun story. This is a national story. Boom! DEA officer who 3D printed cocaine gets 17 years in prison. What? How do you 3D print cocaine? Guess we're gonna find out. For about 5 years, U.S. drug enforcement officer and Nassau County Sheriff's Deputy James Darrell Hickok used his position with law enforcement to moonlight as a drug dealer. He once even stole cocaine from an evidence locker and replaced it with a 3D printed brick. Okay, alright, so he didn't really print cocaine, he printed a brick of cocaine. Wow, or a fake brick. His various schemes didn't work out. Now he's been sentenced to 17 years in prison. Yikes. I feel like, I'm sure other prisoners love cops that go to prison. That's gotta be a great time for all. Hickox was arrested in 2023 and pled guilty to various charges against him in 2024. He ran his drug dealing game while employed as a deputy for the Nassau County Sheriff's Department in Florida as a DEA agent. He pleaded guilty to charges of stealing drugs and money, transferring drugs to dealers for sale on the street, and tax evasion. Oh no, not that tax evasion. He made more than $420,000 as a drug dealer, and the IRS was upset it didn't get its cut. Yeah, there you go. That's what happened. The schemes were not sophisticated. Hickox worked with other law enforcement officers to set up drug busts and conduct traffic stops of known drug dealers. They'd do the bust and skim money and drugs off the top or steal them from the evidence and then give them to street-level dealers to sell for them. These sound like real great guys, real nice guys here. In one instance, they stole more than 1,000 pounds of weed from an evidence locker, claimed to have burned it, and sold it. I'm sure they burned some of it. What are you doing, little Havarti, man? My cheese guy's eating everything over here. Look at this. Look at this little cheese monster. Little cheese, man. I love you so much. Get the fuck out of here, dude. In one of the more bizarre schemes, Hickok stole a kilogram of cocaine from an evidence locker and replaced it with a brick he'd made in a 3D printer. He sprinkled the fake brick with real cocaine in an attempt to make it look real. What? This is the drug. He had real cocaine already. What the... Oh, man. This motherfucker was high on some shit to be doing that. Like, let me just steal this brick of cocaine, replace it with a piece of plastic, and sprinkle real coke on it. That'll fucking get him. What an idiot. This is the drug stealing equivalent of a teenager bulking up their bed with stuffed animals in the hope their parents don't notice they've snuck out. Who fucking wrote this article? When the police figured out what was going on and raided Hickok's house, it was stocked with 4 weapons pulled from evidence lockers and marked for destruction, as well as an illegally modified machine gun. Then they came upon his garage, which was marked by the sign, Gator's Man Cave. Who the fuck is Gator? Is he alive still? Where is this Gator man? Inside Gator's Man Cave, cops found the drugs. There were 260 pills containing methamphetamine, 263 grams of a powdery mix of cocaine, and fentanyl. Oh, wonderful. Mixing the coke with some fentanyl to sell to the kids on the street. What a lovely individual. The motivations behind Hickok's scheme shifted depending on who was asked. In court, Hickok said it was a Breaking Bad situation. He had gotten a cancer diagnosis and that he was worried about leaving money behind for his family after he died. Quote, I recognize the cancer diagnosis and health issues, but I don't see how that causes an individual to engage in what you did. I'm having a hard time with that, unquote, Judge Wendy Berger said. Yeah, fucking get out of here, dude. It was a Breaking Bad, so we have cancer. I have to sell cocaine and fentanyl to kids. Oh, man, what a poor guy. Just let him go. You know, he's the victim here if you think about it. Talking to a local TV station, Hickok's parents said that the DEA had turned him into a drug dealer. Quote, they have to live 2 lives. You're out slinging dope for the DEA and then you go home and be a family man, unquote, his father said. Quote, I think because he was around it for 10 years, he was a drug dealer for 10 years. If he hadn't had a badge, that's the job DEA had him doing. He was a drug dealer. So he becomes a drug dealer and everyone's acting surprised. Why are you so surprised? That's what y'all had him doing for 10 years, unquote. Wow. Great father figure there. All right. There's so much going on there. Dude's not wrong, though. If you're an undercover cop, you're doing some shady shit, and the police force knows you're doing some shady shit. So you are, in essence, a scummy human being. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's what you got to do sometimes. So, yeah. But also, you don't have to steal guns and drugs. And why are you mixing fentanyl with the cocaine and selling it, dude? You probably stole it anyway. It's all profit. You're fucking cutting it with poison just to make more money, you scumbag. This guy sucks. He's the worst of the worst. If you're going to be a drug dealer or you're going to be a scumbag, at least be an honest drug dealing scumbag, you know? Don't mix fentanyl and shit. Come on, man. Keep that cocaine pure. Blue magic, baby. What the fuck? Despicable. That's like... And also, why are you just stealing shit out of the evidence room? Like, dude, people are going to know guns are missing, bricks of cocaine missing, like... Come on, man. You were doing okay by stealing from the drug dealers. Nobody's gonna know about that. You're stealing from evidence room. The shit's been recorded and logged, dude. Fucking idiot. That's what happens when you're fucking doing your own supply. All right? The guy got way too high, got out of control, man. He went full Tony Montana. That's it. That's all we've got. Tragedy. We lost some malt. We lost a good cop off the street who was mixing drugs, fucking fentanyl with coke. Real tough times we're living in right now. You beautiful bastards, thank you for coming here, joining me, and cheers.